Victor Galvan. Yeah, 24/7 mindset. Yeah, 24/7 mindset. Let's go. 24/7 mindset.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of 24/7 Mindset. I'm your co-host, Tabito, and I'm here with Victor Galvan. And today we're going to talk a little bit about time and how to prioritize your time in a day. All right, Victor, so I'm going to ask you a question. As a successful person, how do you prioritize your task and manage your time effectively to achieve your goals?
First of all, I want to say hi to everybody. Welcome to 24/7 Mindset. So I used to do it from failure, write it down. I have so many notepads and so many books that I write all this stuff, trying to schedule, trying to get organized and everything. And then I use the calendar to figure out my day. But I used to put all kinds of tasks, and it wasn't helping. Actually, it was crowding my schedule, my day, and all that stuff. So I'm like, how can I improve my time? How can I improve the people that are gonna spend the time, and I'm not running like crazy back and forth? I'm late, and all this stuff. So I found this beautiful book on Amazon, The Finisher's Journal. So everything is you highlight. You put the three most important things that you got to do that day, and you got to get them done. You have to complete it. You have to scratch the whole box that's complete. So the next day, what is your next three? But in that same book, you put okay your first top three that you got to get done, and then your next
No matter what,
seven.
gotta get done the first three,
Yeah,
and then you have some extra ones in there.
100%. So those extra ones are the ones that are gonna jump to the next day to make sure you get it done. So you got to do this book is for 3 months, and the key of all this is so it can turn into a habit that now you know what to do at every time. So what I did, I got it for 3 months, 90 days, and it helped me. I was getting shit done when before I was concentrating on fires, trying to make it work, and how can I get back to what I was doing? And I'm like, oh fuck. So now you remember halfway, and now you identify. So you go back to your journal, and everything was there. So now you go back to where you need to make sure you finish. So that's how I discipline myself. I schedule myself, and how I make more time, and how I make my time to make sure it's more efficient, more valuable, more everything, and I can use it wisely, right? So it was the finisher's journal, and the whole purpose of this is so you can get it 90 days in your mind. So as soon as you do it over and over and over, I think you got to do 19 times. But over here is 90 days. You do it over and over and over, and it engraves in your mind, engraves in your heart, engraves in your life on everything you do. So you don't go back. So it turns into a habit, because what I believe is that when we was coming up, when we was growing, people told us 16 times no and one time yes. So for every time that somebody say yes, they tell you 16 times no. So for you to be able to believe on something that you're doing, or something that somebody told you, if you're not sure, so somebody got to say yes, I believe on you. Yes, I believe on you 16 times. So it becomes a habit for you to trust, because of so many times that people told you no. So that's where they adapt that mindset, that mentality on the book. So it creates into habit, but they go all in 90 days. You have to go through the book 90 days. You cannot fail. What is your biggest task? What is your vision? What are you trying to achieve with this? Everything is in that book. Everything is in that journal. So you write your whole life, your whole story, and you get over and over and over and over and over. And there you're like, oh, this is not good goal. Goal one, what are you trying to achieve in 90 days? Goal two, if you're going to achieve it, and what are you trying to achieve? Goal three. And then you're like, man, this is so easy, because when you go into the process, it forces you after the second week that, wow, this is, I was thinking I was achieving low. So based on the time, based on the schedule, based on how you schedule yourself. So that's what helped me. The finisher's journal is the way to go.
Prioritize those three main things to achieve your goal. Prioritize that. Make sure you get that done in your day. and then move on to the other ones that would be what you would be doing the next day or whatnot, right? Just try to get ahead of the game, but make
100%.
sure you always prioritize the
Yeah.
top three things you need to do to achieve your personal goal. All right, I like
And
it.
also part of that you need to, so you can identify what makes more sense. So you just gotta know what you want, what can impact you, what benefits you, and all that stuff. Because at the end of the day, you're working on your business, you're working on yourself, you're working on your life, you're working on your family. So what can you do to make more time that makes more sense for you? At the end of the day, is you. Forget everybody else. Fuck everybody else. You just schedule them because you want to take something from them, or they need something from you, but down the road you need something from them. Hey, remember this? So that type of thing. So when you identify your time and everything that you need that makes sense for you, go for it. Make sure, don't feel that you're selfish, because you're going to waste a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of energy trying to be kind, be nice, be all that. Just cut out
Try
the
to please
BS.
everybody else. You
Yeah,
don't want
it's stupid and
take
it's
care of
hard.
yourself first, guys.
Just take care of what's right, what makes sense for you, and you create enough time.
Especially if you have a family, guys, because taking
Yeah.
care of yourself is taking care of your family. Don't forget. All right, sounds good. All right, question number 2 is what role does time management play in your overall success, and how do you ensure to make the most of your time each day?
You can look at it both ways. So, guys, if you don't plan your time, if you don't manage your time correctly, guess what? Somebody else is going to plan the day for you. Somebody's going to plan the time for you. And you don't want that. You want to make sure you, like I touched before, right? You want to make sure it makes sense for you. Everything that you do, that it makes sense for you. So nobody is creating your schedule for you. You want to make sure you 100% in charge of your schedule. Make sure you got full control of your schedule. I know I repeated a lot of schedule, but if that's not in, your commitment is not there, you're just gonna fail every time. I can promise you that, because when you learn to identify the little things that help you, that can take you to the next step, nobody's gonna schedule for you. I promise you. Everybody's gonna say, "Okay, I got it. Victor's busy. Victor, no, I'm not too busy. I'm not that busy. I'm not busy for you." If it makes sense for me, that type of thing. But people already know that they got to be careful with your time, because they're, the last thing they want to do is they want to make you waste your time. So you send that message. You want to make sure that message is sent, so nobody's scheduling for you.
Yeah. So if you're building on your dreams and your goals, prioritize those things and don't let nobody get in the way of that. And don't go out to try to please other people.
100%.
Always take care of yourself, guys.
And you know, a lot of people, when you first started, oh, let me call Victor. Everybody got access to you. You're growing, you're hungry, and you want to be there for them. And you cancel all the people, you cancel all the things to satisfy that. But there's a point in your life that they're guiding your schedule.
Here's a good one. Are there any specific tools, apps, or systems you rely on to help you manage your time and stay organized?
100% the finisher journal and a calendar. If you schedule a meeting based on the how you want it, how you set up your goals and how fast you want to get them done, and stuff like that. If you schedule yourself, make sure you send the calendar a reminder. It doesn't matter that if you got it, he got it. No, just send it so it's in writing. That'll put more pressure on the person to know that you're very serious. Send the calendar invite. Even if he says he's gonna send it, you send it. Don't worry. Just so it goes back. The finisher journal and the calendar. So send the calendar invite.
All right. So, calendar. Any other apps you use or anything like that? Or have you been testing new apps or anything? Or?
No, there's a couple apps, but they come and go. Like
Yeah.
everybody's trying to get into all this energy with technology and platforms and apps and all that stuff. And at the end of the day, nobody's coming with the right solutions that can take over, because you can get a little bit here, but what about this? So everybody's kind of creating their own mentality. Everybody just posting, because it's so easy to do an app these days now.
Yeah.
So they come and go, and they don't make no sense when you're on your way to massive growth, you know, you can't be locked down to an app. So that's my easiest way. I still handwrite it, and I do by calendar invite.
How do you handle distractions and maintain productivity when faced with interruptions or unexpected events?
So the interruptions, the way I look at it is when the message is not clear to your team, so those team are going to be confused. So there's two ways that people is going to come and distract you, right? You're on your office, you're working on all that stuff, and you got to create a rule how accessible you need to be. I used to be accessible for everybody, but you know what? You also need to create roles, and roles identify, you know, what to do, so there's no confusion. So most of the most of the interruptions that you get in your when you're in your office, for example, is when the message is not clear, when, or number two, when they want to have access, they want to be next to you, they want to talk to you, they want other questions, they want to confirm. And sometimes, like, why you want to fucking confirm? If you want access to me, just tell me. But I need you to be doing your job. I need you to be responsible on what you're supposed to do based on the role and responsibility I give you. But most of these guys, they just don't want to go back to their role and responsibility. They're doing it from experience. So that's when you start identifying all the problems that you have in your company, that they bring in somebody else's vision and they want to do it their way because they did it so long, for so long, this way, instead of going back to the book. They're not used to the book. And these days, if you want to make it in life, you want to be platform. You want to make sure you got all your process and systems in place. And every time you fail, what do you do to fix it? You go back to the process and system.
The foundations, yep.
To the core values.
Your core values,
How I messed
foundation.
up.
Yep, yep.
To the mission. The
Not
vision.
to you, not to
Not
you.
to-
Go
not to
back
me.
to
Go back. How can you fix
yep.
these items before you go in? Because what that shows me that you're not capable. Because I set you up for success. I give you everything right, and all that stuff, and you still got to have access to me. You still got to come and tell me.
You gotta ask
right?
questions to me
So that
when
for
all the
me,
answers
that
are in
drops the
that book for you.
credibility if I did my job. But if I didn't did my job and I get mad, so whose fault is it? It's my fault. I didn't set him up for success. So I also need to identify that I'm the fucking problem. So guess what? So what's priority for you? Whatever you're doing, or whatever the people that came to your office stop you. So the person that came to your office and stop you, that's priority, because you need to set him up for success and say, okay, let me get confused now. This is how we're gonna do it. Until I figure out a plan, I put it in writing. Let's look at it. Sign. Go.
And whenever somebody comes to your office about something, you would point them back to the core values, and you know you can always answer their question with a core value. Once you start putting that in their head over and over again, they'll
It's
be like,
very
"Oh,
easy.
I have to go see Victor. Hold on, let me check my core values.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I don't need to see Victor no more
No,
because I
and-
can take care of it now by just following
yep.
the foundation that was put on writing for us to follow." So I mean, makes sense.
And he doesn't have to look at it. That motherfucker gotta know my core values.
Oh yeah, there
My
you go.
mission and vision statement, he has to know it. If not, why he's doing working in my company? He needs to know where the company is going for, based on the mission, the vision, and the core values of the company. That's going to tell him everything if you explain it right, and how they, when you hire them, how they align with all that. That's the answer.
So
So they can, if they go to a sheet and try to figure out they're going to spend another 15 minutes, I see that, hey, motherfucker, you still don't know my core values?
So I'm coming in. I'm getting hired right now. Hey, thank you for you say welcome aboard. You're on the team. This is what I need you to understand. And then bam, what are you telling me right there? Like what are you telling me the most important? Like I mean, obviously you're gonna point to core values, right? So explain that to me. Like I just got hired at your company, and you're gonna say the most important thing I need you to do is
Commit.
commit.
Commit to the vision of the company or the mission, right? So if you're not committed to something that you're going to work on, that's something that I set you out for success. I set you out steps in the company that you can grow, that you can achieve more money, that you can achieve different things. If you don't concentrate on the company, it'll be hard for you to make it on this company, right? So you got to jump into the culture and make it work, right?
A lot of people run old school businesses. And I noticed that you applied a lot of what the 10 Times family does into their businesses with the Align.
100%.
And they're a very successful company. And you're putting into your company, which is a very successful company. Somebody can learn from this. So I'm an employee and I want to be the best employee for you. And I'm going to ask you, hey, Victor, I want to do more for this company. I want to be the best employee you have. What can I do more to satisfy you or make you see that I want to be a special employee of this company?
Very easy.
Go ahead.
I set you out for success. I tell you where we want to be. I tell you where you're going to be, how you're going to be there, who you're going to be there with, and how you're going to finish. Because we have the relation, we have the team already. You coming in, you just adding more power to that. So there's people in the organization that's got to help you, align you to take you to the next level. So me, I tell them most of the time when it's a position out of nowhere, that I'm like, I never use this position. For example, safety director. Okay, we're big now, safety with everyone. Okay, how can you come into my company and make me successful? Can you identify the problem that I have in my organization? Give me a plan how you're gonna fix it and fix them. So fix my problems, that's number one.